Hi, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Reid. And yeah, today we are watching the video that she dropped 15 hours ago called Goodbye Heartbreak Era and New Era Incoming. I had to buy 2 plane tickets and declutter with me. I've already watched this, and she's currently sped up to time and a quarter. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and thank you to everybody who's going to hit that like button. See what I did there? All of that is really helping the channel out. I'm incredibly impressed with how fast this channel has grown, and I'm very humbled by that as well. I'm glad you all enjoy these. The disclaimers are the same as always. I'm an anthropologist, I'm an archaeologist, retired, and that's it. So there you go. I know a lot of random shit is basically what that means. Do I want to say anything going into this? I've watched this a couple times now just because reasons, and we're leaning very heavily into what I've been calling New Lynn, and it seems like she's finally admitting that that's what's going on. So she's aware, or she's been aware that she's been crafting a new Lynn, but this is the first time I think she's admitting it so upfrontly to the camera. And because upfrontly is a word, y'all. And it's going to be interesting to me going forward to see how she presents New Lynn and all of that. This video is the first video since the breakup that I'm suspicious of there actually being either a new person or the potential of a new person in Amber's love life, if you want to call it that. So, am I right? I don't know. It just seems that way at this moment. Could it be just a coincidence? Yes, entirely. We won't know that there's a new boo until there's a new boo. So that's really how that works. We can speculate until the cows come home, but is the point of that saying that the cows never come home on their own? Is that the point of the statement? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this. After I apply lipstick. After I apply chapstick to lips. It's not nearly as smooth as the mustache combing. All right, anyway. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So I had my psychologist appointment today and I totally forgot. So if it wasn't for Feline reminding me, love that. I usually don't forget things like this, and I've known the whole week that I had this appointment, but for some reason I woke up today and I just forgot. So I really quickly got ready and now we're about to head out. So I'll see you guys later.
The first time I watched this, I didn't have my headset on, and the smaller fluffy cat was sitting next to me, and the elevator beeped, and her head jerked around so fast, and her ears went back, and I'm like, whoa, she does not like that noise. She was unpleased by that. All right, anyway, I like this picture. It looks like a shrink's office. Except for this. That's usually like doctor office. So maybe we're at an actual doctor office. Maybe. I don't know. Both of my people rent out of actual like old historical buildings. One of them is renting out of one of those Main Street buildings where like the bottom of it was built to be shops and the upper part was built to be apartments. And so she's in the bottom shop part. And of course they're therapists. So instead of making it look like an office, it looks like someone's living room with a desk. So that's kind of nice. And the other one, he's in it's really cool. Maybe next time I go, I'll take some footage of the inside of the building because it's just this really cool interior of this old shop building. It's a strip of shops, and everything inside is like wood and some stone accents, and the floors creak when you walk on. It's very nice. It's very pretty. But again, his office actually is more office-y There's like a little sitting area, but then the most of it is actually more like a functional office. I think it's just everybody's personality. Neither of them, the one I see regularly does not have a waiting area. And the guy I go see every few months, his waiting area, it looks like the rest of the building. It just looks like this old kind of comforting wooden sitting area. Anyway, it's really cool. Anyway. Uh-huh.
So I ate insecurities for breakfast. This is a subscriber gift that I got months and months ago. Literally on the spoon it says, I eat insecurities for breakfast. And this was from the person who is sending me a bunch of like random items with like lines from my past poetry that I wrote literally forever ago. And this.
Okay, so that phrase, they're sending her items with lines from poems that she wrote ages ago. So they're going through Amber's poetry, picking out lines from the poetry, putting them on items that are relevant to the line from the poem, and then sending them to Amber. That's a lot of effort. Okay, so she says this happened. I think I kind of remember when she unboxed this spoon in general. We could move that out of the way. Sorry, guys. So this one kind of made me perk up. I don't recall seeing anything else from this person. I don't remember her showing us anything else that had lines of her poetry on it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but she's implying that there has been other gifts. I'm interested in those other gifts and as to if they exist, why we didn't get to see them. Not that she owes it to us. It's just like, you've started a pattern. Why are you stopping the pattern? Kind of thing. But this like the earrings kind of makes me think that somebody's trying to curry favor with her. And yeah.
This was one of them. I'm actually just going through like a bunch of my stuff, and this was something that was still like in the office from when I opened that P.O. box because I liked it so much I didn't want to actually use the spoon, but I think I'm actually going to officially use it. But hello, we have a new era incoming, so we should talk a little bit about that in a little bit.
Should we?
What do you think? Me and you, two best friends, we besties? Okay.
We are not besties. I don't know you. You don't know me. We are not friends. Neither is the internet. The internet is not your friend. You need to go touch grass.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm pretty sure everyone and their mama knows that I was going through like a heartbreak era.
Oddly enough, my aunt apparently watches this channel because I initially started this back when the panini started. It was a way to like keep in contact with my family who live very far away from me. Anyway, so my aunt apparently still gets notifications for when I post videos from here. And when I posted the first couple videos about Amber, she notified my mother that I had videos that I was ranting about some woman on the internet. This is my family. I love them dearly. And so my mother, of course, the next time I spoke with her was like, what are you doing on the internet ranting about some woman? And I'm just like, oh my God. So oddly enough, my mother does know about this breakup. I don't know if both of them are watching these religiously, like, or even just casually from here and there. I don't know. But the fact that they even watched one amuses me greatly. So I appreciate both my aunt and my mother. And ironically, they both know about this breakup. Or at least tangentially know about this breakup.
Type moment, type deal, type situation. And it was bad. You guys saw a lot of crying, but there's even more of like what you didn't see, what I won't talk about, but I have officially reached.
Which also kind of backs up my theory that she was genuinely feeling down and having emotions and possibly even having breakdowns of crying fits, but then was performing for the camera during said breakup era. Okay. That statement right there just kind of reinforces that to me. That everything that we did eventually see on camera was performative and not genuine. I'm not doubting she didn't have those emotions. It's just the ones that we got to see on camera were rehearsed, if that makes sense. Anyway.
A point, especially in this last like week or so, where I'm heartbroken, sure, but I'm heartbroken for like what could have been, and that's sad, obviously. But I also know that like I can't just stay sad. I can't just stay heartbroken. I have finally like reached a point where if Feline was even to ask for me back, I would say no, because I know what we both deserve. So I am leaving heartbreak era and I'm entering like a self-love era.
Okay, before we get on my rant about self-love, her attitude in this video is so radically different than her attitude in the last video. And I know people are like, y'all need to lay off the conspiracies about the timelines. This lines up perfectly with the week-long timeline. She mentioned in the last video that it had been a week since she recorded. That would have lined up time-wise. This is a week older than that video. With the doctor's appointment that got canceled, this would be maybe the doctor's appointments rescheduling. Again, these things line up. That being said, where was I going with this? Oh, her attitude in this video is so different than the attitude in the last video that we watched, where I do think the beginning of the video, she was just tired and that was just her resting bee face, because I am not Miss Sunshine when I wake up. So I understand that one completely. But then the rest of the video, she just genuinely looked like super ticked off, like super peeved. And it kind of stuck through the whole video until like the very end of it, where you could see that she kind of had like an uplift. But this week-long attitude shift, adjustment, if you will, this also kind of makes me wonder if maybe she herself has not got her eye on a particular person, but maybe someone has started flirting with her or started showing interest in her. And that's been enough of an ego boost to kind of bring her out of breakup era. Is it the same person that she's been talking about with the Lose It app, which I completely forgot about until I read the comments again, or the friend at the bar? I don't believe that either. What was the other thing the friend was doing? Oh, the friend that she was sending pictures of her food to, who was like her faux dietitian. I don't know if these are all the same people. It's possible. It's also possible that she's just talking to several different people online. Amber connects with people through the internet, so it's not that far-fetched. But her attitude here and her attitude in that video that was a week old for her but not for us would line up. The attitude is just so incredibly different. Like even her facial features are different. She doesn't have those drawn lines and stuff, drawn lines. I hate these so much. Ugh. I've had them my entire life and I hate them, like literally my entire life. Anyway, insecurities.
And what that means to me is just like I am absolutely under construction, like as a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, like every single thing about me is like under construction. And I am like at a spot in my life where I don't really like myself. I mean, I like who I am as a person, but there's a lot of things that obviously I want to change. And I just feel like through like a self-love era and like a self-love journey, I really want to teach myself like just kindness and patience. And self-love is...
I hate the term self-love. There is a lot going on in this little bit of the clip that we watched. Her facial expressions are all over the place. Her eyes are all over the place. Her body language is very animated, which for me shows that when her upper body gets more animated, that for me is a sign that she's like being more spontaneous, less scripted. When we get scolded, the upper body freezes. When she's just talking like this, she's rolling her shoulders, she's bouncing around, kind of a thing. But like at the same time, her facial expressions are back and forth. She's shaking her head and nodding her head when she's saying the exact opposite thing. Her eyes are clearly going from one side to the other. There's just a lot of rapid eye movement. So I think some of this is true and some of it's not. Possibly what's actually happening here is she's trying to pep talk herself into it. You know, like half of this is genuine. She genuinely wants to change and become a new person and metamorphose into a beautiful butterfly. But she's also making sure to say the things that she thinks we need to hear to believe her. Like the whole, like, I don't like the person who I am right now. And then the hard cut there to the next scene. And she's like, I mean, I like myself as a person, but there's things about myself I don't like. She's saying things that she thinks she should be saying to sound like a person who's thinking deeply about the situation, but we'll see in her behavior later, but this is like everything else. I have been saying she's been trying to invent a new Lynn, and she's been going through this new Lynn metamorphosis for a long time now in the Amberverse timeline. So it's interesting to see her admitting it. Not like she had to admit it or anything. This is unnecessary for any of my points to be solid, but I think it's interesting that she's choosing this moment to tell us that that she is actively trying to completely change herself. But things to note here. I'll let her finish and then we'll jump back into that. But
self-care, and anything from dancing in the shower again to painting my nails to putting like quality ingredients in my body. Obviously we can talk more about that because this isn't just like a one video situation type deal. Like this is going to be my life and this is where I'm currently at. And you know, I didn't want like a single era because that implies that I'm like valued or like identified strictly based on like my relationship status, and that's how it's been on YouTube for a hot minute. Like
the reason that your value, not your value, but the reason why your channel has been marked by relationship eras is because that's all we have to go off of. You've never been single on YouTube. You've been single, but not on YouTube. We've never seen single Lynn ever. I'm very interested to see what that would look like. I think it would be a giant paradigm shift for her because she's always had assistance in her daily life, even when she was lighter. I think it would be very interesting to witness her coming to a realization of how much effort it takes to take care of her. Because, yeah, she might get in and out of the shower herself and she may use the restroom herself. Debates, but it's the little things that she has people do, like getting the glasses down, pulling stuff out of the cabinets, bending over, cleaning the cat box, walking the dog. Just, you know, we've all done it. You're sitting on the couch, the remote's on a different part of the room, and you're just like, hey, honey, can you come bring me the remote? Because I'm comfortable. And, you know, your significant other hopefully goes, yes, this is stupid, but here's the remote. And hopefully you do the same thing for them in reverse. But I'm getting better about that. I'm also getting better about not doing that. But the point is we all do it. I don't think she realizes how much of that she actually does throughout a day. And I would be very interested to see how she copes with it when it's just her and she has to do it herself because no one else is going to do it. Anyway.
That's how it's always been. It's always been like, oh, Destiny era or like Feline era. And I don't want that. Like, I want to be my own individual. It's time for me to start like loving myself a little bit and treating myself with patience and understanding. Hey, you guys, so up next on the pack with me journey, I just emptied out all of this and put it all on.
How many times are we going to watch her clean out this exact same cabinet? Okay.
My sink. Yes, I did.
All right. There's a point where she claims she never has heartburn. It's coming up. All right. This can be used for heartburn. It can also be used for diarrhea and that kind of stuff. But this is usually a heartburn medicine. This, I believe, is a heartburn medicine. Somewhere around here, there's heartburn gummies. And there's a box of Tums that she shows us later. Naked people perfumes. So if you're never having heartburn, I think these are the pill forms of this. So these are the chewable tablets of Pepto. If you're never having heartburn, why do you have a minimum of 4, possibly 5 different forms of heartburn medication, over-the-counter heartburn medication? There might be more in here. I can't really tell. Like, don't lie. It's okay. We expect that you have heartburn, okay?
Because I am going to go through all of it, and I'm only going to keep the stuff that I actually want to take with me on this move. And if anyone's wondering, this is the scale I got. It's the XL 550, and
I am wondering why you still have the box. It's the tucking scale.
This one actually works amazing. I actually have it up here because I have nowhere on the floor to keep it right now, so I just keep it up there until I'm ready to use it. All right, so here's an update. We're getting there, folks. So far, the things that I don't really want, I'm just putting right here, and Feline said that she was going to go through them. Something else I can add to the pile. There's just a lot of random things. So now I'm about to go through all this medicine and see, like, what's expired.
Okay. We've got Pepsid. There was the Pepto. I'm almost positive these are the chewable Pepto tablets, just because it kind of looks like, because I have them in my house, kind of a thing. I mean,
I'm not really a medicine girly. Like, I'll take Tylenol here and there. But these have been collected through my last 2 relationships, so I'm going to go through them. So a good example of this is this expired in 2021. We're now in 2023.
I do not know who it is that takes liquid NyQuil or liquid Dayquil, but how the hell do you swallow that crap? I am a huge fan of NyQuil and Dayquil when I have like the worst colds on the planet, which I haven't had in a while. Like, that's my go-to. That and Mucinex are my 2 go-tos for when I am dog sick, but I will never in my life drink that medicine again unless it is literally the only way I can take it. Because, and even then, I best be on death's door because it's that bad. I don't understand how people take liquid cough medicine in any form, like at all. I don't get it. How do you do that without like immediately throwing it back up? It's just, like, blows my mind. Anyway.
And here we have some heartburn stuff that expired in 20.
Yeah, see? This is the Alka-Seltzer. I don't know what this is. Yeah, and there's a whole other bottle of Pepto. Like, who had heartburn if it's not you? And who needs these many medications? I mean, Jesus.
20. I don't get heartburn. It's very, very rare. Mm-hmm. All right, so I went through all the medicine. Majority of it wasn't even close to mine, or it was expired. Literally the only things that I saved: ibuprofen, Tylenol, and just in case I get heartburn. It expires in 2025, so I have time just in case. And then I have a thermometer. So now I have to figure out what to do with this.
A thermometer. She's still got that damn earpod in.
I guess I could put my, like, hand soaps in here. I mean, this is just for now, since I am packing. But so we have hand soaps in one
hand
slot.
Soaps do you
Guess
need?
we can put lotion in another. I just have a white t-shirt by Bath & Body Works, one of my faves. And I guess we can do body spray, which majority of these, I only have 4, just 4. 2 are Bath & Body Works. We have that all set up here. I guess I'll just keep my little bit of meds.
Why is it so vitally important to her that we know which products are Bath & Body Works and which products aren't? I buy scented everything as well because I'm girly and I like it. I like smelling like I just walked out of a perfumery. And I'm also a huge fan of Bath & Body Works products. So I don't know if it's a flex. I don't know if it's a flex or if she feels like she has to defend the product's value by telling us that it's from Bath & Body Works. Because you notice she didn't, the other stuff, you notice she didn't mention what they were, like what brand they were, if any. Okay? We only know about the Bath & Body Works products. And then she's going to open this closet. Yeah.
And this guy. We are pretty much done. Yes, we are. Here's another lotion. I guess I could just set him right here because he's a little big. I'm wanting to paint my nails.
I wonder how she decides what objects she's going to gender female and what objects she's going to gender male. Since I don't do it, I just wonder how she chooses the gender of objects that have no gender. How do you assign gender to an object? My grandfather always used to tell me that all cats are girls and all dogs are boys, irregardless. So, sure.
And I went through all of my nail polish. I think it was last night. And these are the only ones that I kept. A very, very dark blue, a dark red, a mauve, and a dark green.
I like that mauve. That Sally Hansen gel stuff, I don't buy the individual colors, but I do buy the top coats. They've got a matte coat and they've got an ultra shine coat. They are hands down the best investment you can make if you like to paint your nails, because you don't have to buy these expensive SE nail polishes or the Sally Hansen stuff. You can buy cheap ass nail polish like that dollar stuff, paint your nails with it, use the top coats, these Sally Hansen top coats, and your nails will last for weeks. Well, at least a week. So, cheap girl pro tip there.
So this is how it's looking now. Nice and organized. Right. Looks super empty, but I love that. Y'all, look at all these freaking candles.
I kind of want to see what's hanging on the door. What did you put in the shoe holder?
That I have to go through, which I have already started, but oh my god, I have so many candles. And
you want to know how many candles I own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. Yep. 5. Sorry, I moved that one. I own 5 candles. And they're all from Aldi. 5.
And then down here, I have tons of like wax melts. So this is going to be like a whole project, a completely different day. So
my grandmother was my maternal grandmother who stayed with us in her final years was really into wax melts. And I'm not against wax melts. It's just I have 3 cats. And before I even had these 3, I had 2 others. And the black fluffy cat, who I loved to death. All of my cats are my favorite cats, but he was like a Muppet. He was like a black fluffy Muppet that had come to life. But he would try to drink candle wax. So I couldn't have something like that in the house because he would try to eat it, basically. And now he's passed and I have these 3 other cats. They've never had liquid wax at their disposal like that. But the fluffy little girl, she's really into chemical smells. Like a chemical smells is her thing. I have to close the door when I clean with bleach in the bathroom because she'll come in just to huff it. And so I'm concerned that she would try to drink the candle wax because she's just odd like that. And my very long point is that I like the candle melts. I think I like the wax melts because it's not a burning candle, but at the same time, I can't have them because I have animals that think it's food.
So I also want to say something that for me feels like self-love is I'm no longer going to be getting high. Today is day 1.
I forget. How do I forget that this part is here? This is literally the 3rd time I've watched her do this. Anyway,
trust me, I completely understand. Like getting high, it makes things feel better mentally.
So
I know for me, I feel a lot better when I'm high. But it's not doing me good. Ever since Feline and I broke up, I have been getting high every single day.
She's so lying. Like she can't even convincingly do this. She can't even convincingly tell me that she's no longer going to do the thing she was never doing in the first place. Look at her. She's just, this is her I'm making it up face. And her little cut to the side eye thing earlier. It's just Anyway. If anyone thinks that she's actually getting high, I really need you to tell me why, because there is absolutely nothing in her behavior or the way that she talks about it that even remotely makes me think she knows what the hell she's talking about being high. And I know I'm being a prima donna about this, but there is absolutely nothing that she says or acts like that would make me think that she has been getting high all this time.
All day long. And then after the 15 days of uploading, it kind of just got worse. So I need to...
If you're high all day long, how could it possibly get worse? You're high all night long too?
Stop. So today is day 1. I just noticed that, like, yeah, it might make me feel better, like, mentally while I'm...
Okay, and this is another thing. What do you want? A token? Do you want your AA coin for being clean from a habit that you didn't actually have for one freaking day? You know, it's insulting. And I'm not even somebody who's gone through any kind of 12-step program or had to kick an actual bad habit, an actual addiction like this. It's just insulting. It's just insulting to me to think that there are people out there who are, well, putting their lives on the line to quit doing actual hard words that I can't say on the internet because YouTube's weird. But there are people who have had actual struggles and who have actually put forth a great deal of effort to get past these addictions, and you're faking it for sympathy points. And you want a fucking gold star because you've been clean for one day. Girl, stop it. Not only are you lying about doing it in the first place, but now you're going to lie about kicking the habit. It's just rude, okay? It's just rude. You know? Like, if I had a day 1 coin, I would mail it to her with a happy little note about how incredibly rude and just asshole-ish it is of her to pretend like she deserves something like that. Anyway.
Hi, but in the long run, you know, it's doing more bad for me than good, and maybe we could talk about that in a future time, but I more so just wanted to share that this is gonna be hard, but I'm gonna be able to do it. Am I gonna get high in the future? Probably, but it's not gonna be for a hot minute. I'm talking months and months and months. Like last time I said I'm never gonna drink again. I stuck to that. I have not drank since April 2022, so I got this.
Another thing, she's acting like she was like alcohol dependent for years and years and years and years and years and years. She's acting like she's an actual recovering addict. The thing that you're actually addicted to is the thing that you won't get treatment for. It's quit making up fake dependencies so that you can have a fake recovery from it, so that people will give you fake accolades for being over something that you were never addicted to begin with. Okay? Stop it. It's crass.
Hello, it has been a hot minute.
Gauche. It's gauche.
It is time for Popsicle Stick time. I love it, okay?
Hooray.
I know there's quite a few of you who also enjoy it, so thank you.
I kind of do enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie.
So we're gonna do number 26. What is a weight loss strategy you'll never try again? Oh, that's easy. Octavia. What was I thinking?
I know that's not the jingle.
That's a no for me. All right, let's do another one. We have number 18. Should fat people have to buy 2 plane tickets? So the way that I see it is, if there is a plane seat that is being taken, then you need to pay for it. If you are wide width, aka like me, I'm a wide one. I'm sure you guys can tell. I would need to buy 2 tickets. And if you're asking if I think it should be allowed, yes, because if I am taking up 2 seats, then I need to buy 2 seats. I don't think it's discrimination or anything like that. I just think that's like common sense. Because let's just say I'm going on a plane. I bought myself 1 ticket. I go to sit down and my whole freaking left butt cheek is taking up half of the other seat. You think someone's gonna want to sit by me?
I mean, no. No offense. No offense. Airplanes are uncomfortable already. You know, I think when you get on an airplane, you should not be expecting a comfortable, pleasant ride. unless you've bought seats, you know, like you've bought the business class or the A class seats where they're like, they serve you food and wine and actually talk nice to you. If you're just riding coach, which I think is what most people do, I wouldn't expect the most comfortable plane ride. I don't fly. I don't like TSA, so I don't fly. Also, I don't like flying. I black out. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I black out when the airplane takes off. So it's unpleasant. This is interesting to me because in her very recent videos, she's been spouting fat acceptance rhetoric. Very, very blatant fat acceptance rhetoric. And I've called it out both times I've heard it. This fat people deserve 2 plane seats thing is a fat acceptance point that they really push. Like, they truly seem to believe that the simple act that they are obese bequeaths upon them the right to 2 plane seats. If you want to pay for them, sure. If you want to pay for an entire row, that's your prerogative. It's your money. If that's what it makes flying more comfortable for you. I mean, we've all dreamt of having the entire plane to ourselves, okay? I have flown. I don't fly anymore. So I'm just surprised that she's not at least somewhat sympathetic towards the argument, which she's totally not here, which I find interesting. So I guess I'm just saying I find it interesting that she's taking the same stance I would take on whether or not you should have to buy 2 seats if you take up 2 seats. So there's that. There's something else I was going to say. Clearly it was important because I've totally forgotten it.
No, probably not. That would literally leave that person with an already small freaking seat with an even smaller seat, and it wouldn't be fair to them, like, at all.
I mean, where's the lie? Congratulations, we agree.
Actually talking from experience because I've had to buy 2 plane tickets before. And it was actually really embarrassing because I had already been checked in. I was ready to go. I was just waiting to get on the plane, and then they pulled me up to the little spot. I don't know what you call it, but it was just like a spot where the workers were, and there was like not a desk. What is it? I don't know. They're just like standing there, and they said I had.
What is that thing called? Console?
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
It also didn't happen.
I was 17 years old. It did happen. Yes, it did.
Okay. If you were 17 years old and you were flying, let's just start taking this stupid story apart. You're 17 years old. You're flying by yourself. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that would, for this story to work, that would have to be the situation. You're 17, flying by yourself. You don't have anyone else, any guardian with you. Keep in mind, 17. You're not legally an adult yet. You're still a minor. Okay? Keep all of this in mind, please. And you specifically are called up to the front of the class and told that you, the 17-year-old who legally cannot own a bank account or a credit card without adult supervision, you were called up and told that you had to purchase a second seat with your own 17-year-old funds. You're still a minor. Okay. Maybe if you were actually traveling by yourself and had no supervision with you, which I understand does happen. Okay. I know that people younger than 17 fly by themselves. That's not my point here. My point is, you want me to believe that an airline pulled a minor up to the front and told a minor that they had to purchase a second seat. I'm not even positive if you're under 18 that you can buy a plane seat on your own anyway, because it requires legal transaction of money. And it's my understanding that as a minor, you can't do that without someone who is an adult basically co-signing it. Okay? That is my understanding. So right here, this whole story, I didn't believe it to begin with. And then you throw in the, I was 17. Now I really don't believe it because I just don't see A, how that would have been legal, and B, that it would even have happened. Anyway, what I think is actually happening here is I think she's heard the story from someone. I'm not saying this particular incident could not happen in real life. I'm saying it didn't happen to Amber. I think Amber's heard the story from someone, or she's read the story online or something TikTok this story, and she's decided that it's a good story for her to tell. Which also goes back to my whole thing about these questions that she answers are curated. She goes through and picks these questions out herself. None of these questions are cold. But what that also means is when she picks out these questions, she's already formulating an answer to these questions. So when she gets them, she doesn't really have to think about them too much because she's already decided what her answer is going to be. If there was a question that she had a hard time answering or didn't think she wanted to answer, she wouldn't have selected it and put it on this list, okay? So she wanted to answer this question about the airplane tickets, and she already had this story in mind to tell about the airplane tickets, which tells me that she's been holding on to this story for a while now. She's wanted to tell the story. And maybe she picked the age of 17 to reinforce the whole idea that she went to Disneyland or Disney World when she was 17, because I think she said in the last video, she's been to Disneyland twice now, even though she said 3 times the first time. And it was when she was 16 and when she was 17 was when she went. Okay. This is just me following breadcrumbs. I'm speculating. Maybe it did happen to her. Maybe it did. I doubt that it actually happened to her, though. It happened to somebody else.
Sense. So I think I've done 2 questions. Let's just do a third one because 3 is a good number. 39. What is the main obstacle to you achieving weight loss? Definitely, like, I'm a food addict. I emotionally eat. I am weak when it comes to my addiction. Like, that is definitely the biggest struggle for sure.
If you are fully aware, and I do believe that she is fully aware of your actual addiction, why don't you go get help for it? You live in a city where those kind of specialists are probably available. You have the money to pay for it. You have currently a live-in taxi driver who could take you there. You know, if you really do have insurance, I'm pretty sure the insurance will cover any kind of bariatric therapies that you need because you are well over a healthy weight limit. I'm not entirely sure though. I've never tried to because I've just never bothered to look at what my insurance would offer me because I'm not interested in getting surgery. So in my head, there's like no reason to go. If you are someone who has used your insurance to help with your weight loss in whatever way, I mean, I'm almost positive it will cover weight loss surgery. I could be wrong again. But if you've also used it for non-weight loss surgery weight loss, let me know, because I'm curious if it will actually cover it. I'm on Medicaid in Pennsylvania, so I'm not entirely sure if it does even cover it, but I think there are some, like, I think I can get like a discount membership at the gym for a certain amount of time and stuff like that. But it's not like long-term solution weight loss kind of a thing. Like, I don't get a free membership for life kind of a thing. And I don't get I don't think I get like dietitian consultation or like an appointment with a trainer or something or anything like that. Things that I would consider actively helping me, encouraging me to lose weight, is what I'm saying. I don't know. I've never dug that deep into it. Again, I am not pursuing weight loss surgery, have no intention to do so. So for me, there's no point in looking into it. Long ramble. If you have used your insurance to do that, let me know, because I'm curious. Amber claims she has insurance. So if insurance does cover those things, like, there's even less reason for her to not utilize it. But we also know that she's capable of paying for things out of pocket. And it seems to me like this would be a good investment, especially after this whole, like, I'm a new Lynn. I'm going to change all my stuff and I'm going to become the best version of myself that I can be, because self-love and all of these other buzzwords, live, laugh, love, you guys. So you admit that you have an actual addiction. You won't go get that addiction treated, but you want us to give you praise and gold stars and be happy for you for kicking habits, for kicking addictions that you never had in the first place. Okay. Whatever. All right, let's say goodbye.
Back to like filming a little bit more. I know I haven't been filming much, but bear with me. I'm going.
I'm good with the schedule. I'm not going to lie. I'm good. This is fine. Every other day is fine.
Through the ringer right now, okay? And I also want to just say thank you so much to the people who have reached out to me. Like, it has meant the world. Because a lot of you know I'm going through a tough time, and there's a lot of empathetic people who follow me. So I appreciate you guys a ton. Anyways, love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye. Please don't kiss me. I'm capable. No, I'm not. I was going to say I'm capable of empathy. No, I'm not. What I meant to be saying is, I'm not empathetic, but I try to be fair. At least I think I'm trying to be fair. I try to look at things from both sides. And I think that makes for more interesting analysis in the long run. But am I truly empathetic of whatever? I think that would be very clear that I am not. So, but would I rather watch Amber turn the train around and get healthy and get better, and lose the weight, and get, actually perform acts of self-love? Yes, I would. And I would still react. And I would still react the same way that I'm doing now. I would still be very analytical about it and probably still snarky about the bullshit. But I would rather watch a victory story than a train wreck, which is what I'm currently watching. But the train wreck is what I'm being offered, so that's what I'm going to watch. And we're all doing it. If you're watching this video, you're also watching this train wreck. So there we go. We're all in it together, is what I have to say. If you've made it this far in the video, and since I went on a rant about going to the gym, put your favorite gym related emoji down in the comment section. Also, if you've made it this far, you may as well like and subscribe, because you've come back enough times at this point. You might as well subscribe. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I got. Pick your favorite gym emoji, put it down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment if you would like. I enjoy interacting with the comments. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody who supports the channel. Again, I appreciate that. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.